During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, what's up, Chad?
Nothing, man. Hey, thanks for being here. Thank you all for joining us. We got Coach Stackhouse now. Coach, should go ahead and give us some thoughts on today's game down in Alabama.
I thought it was a hard-fought game. A lot of ebbs and flows in the game. They made a run. We made a run. Thought we competed. Maybe gave up a few more offensive rebounds than we wanted to, and they were kind of costly for us. But we had an opportunity to win this game. Game was right there in the balance. I thought Quinn Lee's shot there at the end was probably the biggest shot of the game. Stepped up and made a huge three that I thought was pretty well defended. He was deep, but could have put a little bit more pressure on him. But he still had to step up and make it. And I think if we get a stop right there, maybe it's a different story again. Free throws were a little bit of an issue for us. Still something that hopefully we can correct before the season's over. But again, no problem with the effort.
Robbie, go ahead.
Hey, Stack. Yeah, obviously, like Alabama, with their pace and all the three-point shooters, kind of a difficult team to play against. What was your strategy to try to keep them in check, and how'd you feel you guys did with that?
I feel like our team is in shape, and we can get up and down with anybody. We press them, try to pick the pace up even more. I think a team like that, they can get into some quick shots. I thought they were pretty good. Nate does a hell of a job with those guys. Had some easy, some early quick ones, but they kept their poise and kept the ball moving, kept driving our closeouts. That was a real key for our game, is to try to not let them get middle drives. And they're hell bent on getting to the middle, and they were still able to get there and pull some triggers for us. But like I said, it's a tough team to play because they space you out so much. They got 5 guys on the perimeter. So normally when you rotate and you're cracking down on a big, there's no big there. You got to, crack more to the outside and try to cover shooters. And guys got loose a couple times on the perimeter and made us pay.
Drake.
Yeah, Stack. Of course, as you said, making sure that you guys were handling how they were going to shoot the ball from deep was obviously a focus. But, talk to us about how, your team, in terms of their preference up and down the court, whether it be in the first or second half, being more aggressive and whether it be Scotty or Max getting to the basket, Dylan be able to get some layups from inside, just more of an interior preference as opposed to shooting the ball, at will from deep.
Yeah, I think we had an advantage on the inside. When teams play on the perimeter, I think Reese and those guys, he's a good shooter. He has a good size, but he's normally on the perimeter. And I thought Dylan did a good job. We wanted to post him, we wanted to play through him. He did a good job of going in there and scoring. And when they converged on him, he made good passes. He had a nice little drop off to Scotty, finding guys on the perimeter, different things. So, but I thought we're pretty good. Like I said, when we got into our half court, we ran our stuff. We did a good job of executing. I thought it was sticking a little bit too much there in the first half a little bit. There were some opportunities of guys that were coming off clean on some pin downs that we missed because we were kind of overhandling and looking to do it ourselves. We get in trouble when we do that, when guys feel like, okay, I'm going to go and do something as opposed to getting into the paint and looking for their teammates. And once we do that, we're a pretty good team. So I just think there's a big disparity in the number of threes. I would like to have got up a few more. We shot it at a pretty good clip today, 10 and 23, and they got 39 up, and that's just because they were getting in the paint and they were spraying it. And I think we had some of those opportunities too. And I think if we get 5 or 6 more threes and shoot them at the percentage that we shot them today, then it could be a different game. But, it's a good learning experience for us, playing as, number 8 team in the country. And, I think it's a confidence builder, even though we didn't beat them, to know that, all these rankings and all this different stuff, it don't matter. We know that we're very, very capable, and we just got to keep building and taking these experiences and learning from them. Not having, it seems like we've been saying the same things over and over again. We're talking about, free throws, talking about rebounding, but those are things that we got to clean up, and we just got to get a little bit more support. I mean, you look, at the contribution they had, 3 guys in double figures, 2 or 3 guys with 8 points. We have, Scotty, Dylan, and Max is good for us again today, and then we have nobody else with more than 6. And I think that we got guys capable. That was a big one that they called out of bounds for Isaac. And I think that when Scotty got to the baseline and reverse pivoted right there, and they called him out of bounds, that ball went in, and I think that could have been a game changer for us. So just again, things that we got to clean up a little bit, but we're right there as I hope you can see.
Chris Harris.
Hey, Stack. After that technical, it was a 2-point game then, and then Bama went on a 14-4 run. Were you at all concerned that the game might have slipped away then? And then on the other side of that, you guys responded with 11-2 run. How proud were you of your guys to show that resolve when they got down that big with about 10 to go?
Yeah, I mean, probably wasn't the opportune time for the technical foul. I just said he got fouled. I didn't swear or anything, so I don't like get technicals when I don't curse at all. I like to get my money's worth. But Rob did. He hit Nate with 1 too, so I'm not as mad at it as I was. So, and I think when he got one, it kind of changed the flow for us a little bit. But it's a part of the game, man. I thought our guys responded. I mean, it kind of ignited them a little bit, and then once we got back in the game, we settled down a little bit. So it's just part of the game. But definitely, I don't think it was a big play there at the end too. I didn't. Looking back up at it, I mean, Dylan wasn't out of bounds. They called him out of bounds on that rebound. So I mean, it's just those plays are really impactful, and I know that the officials have a super tough job. I know because when I was coaching in the pros, I used to officiate the games, and like I said, I know it's a tough job. So but at the same time, those we want to get them right at the end of the game. They're more important in the ebbs and flows of the game. They don't matter so much in those first 35, 36 minutes, but those last 4 minutes, I think as a league, as a conference, we just got to work to be better in those later stages. And I think Mike Eads, those guys, the head of official, I mean, he does a hell of a job of trying to get those guys to be the best that they are. But, like all of us, coaches can be better, players can be better, and our officials can be a little better too. But, that was, I don't think that was necessarily the reason of this game. I always like to look at ourselves and some things, the things that we did, the opportunities, the things that we can control that we could be a lot better at. And those are the things that I like to try to focus on.
Justin, go ahead.
Coach, once again, you guys were really right there at the end, almost, within striking distance to pull off a win. Is there something that you're seeing specifically in those last 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe that is kind of holding you back from getting that win? Is it these same things that we talk about, free throws and offensive rebounding, or is there something else?
Well, again, you just kind of go play by play, and I think that we got looks. I mean, we moved the ball around the hood. I thought Scotty had a great look there. I think that one foul, we kind of had kind of a bonehead play a little bit where, he thought they were going to foul him and it kind of threw it at the rim. There was no need to throw it at the rim to try to get 2 shooting fouls. We were already in double bonus. So if it was a foul, you're going to shoot 2 free throws anyway. But those are just things that, that I'll sit down with my point guard and we'll talk about and we'll get better at. But, it's never really one thing. Again, like I said, we could look at free throws. We could look at maybe being a little bit closer and not, putting a little more pressure on Quinley on that big 3 that he made, or, some of the post-ups that Jones had. Maybe, I thought he bounced it a few times. We wanted to stay home with shooters and not really collapse on them. And I thought Max did a decent job, but it's just hard when a guy's 6'9", that, it's probably on us that we need to come down and give him a little bit of help. But I thought Braylon Abbott was huge for us today. He rebounded the ball, and played good defense on Jones all night, got in there, stuck his nose, made a big 3 there for us at the end. So, and we did all that without Cleveland Brown, who's been unbelievable for us the last few games, and I think we're just thinking more long term. He's progressing, and probably could have gutted it out if we were in the tournament or something right now. But I think holding him out a little bit longer is going to help us, down the stretch. So we're being smart with what we're trying to do, and again, like I said, if we were fighting for the top of the SEC right now, we were coming down the stretch, neck and neck with Alabama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have gutted out and played. But for us in our long term and where we're trying to go, it made sense to hold them out tonight to get him a little more rest and let that thing heal up just a little bit more.
Robbie, you got one more?
Yeah, Stack, I was going to ask about Cleveland. Is it the knee that he tweaked against Kentucky, or is it the prior abdominal thing?
No, it was a knee. He tweaked it again. I mean, it's the same knee that he had the issue with last year. So it was nowhere near the sprain that he had last year, mild sprain. But it's still, they got him in a huge brace and all that. He wore it throughout the last game. He gutted it out against Kentucky, and pretty much didn't do anything this week. I just up to him and make a decision that, again, like it's about these kids and making sure that we protect their health and going forward. Because I really do feel like that kid has an opportunity to play basketball, at some level beyond college, and we want to make sure that we do everything to give him that opportunity. I'm not going to put him in harm's way for any game, and especially not one that we're not really fighting for something for.
Zach, thanks a lot, man. Safe trip home.
Okay, guys. Appreciate you.
See you.